Question 7, it says, what is the number 80,953 written correct to 3 significant figures? Circle your answer. Okay, so 3 significant figures, right, when you round here, we're not interested in decimal places, we're interested in the 3 most important values. So obviously that's the most important value there because that represents 80,000. Then that's the next important value because it's telling us how many thousands are there then, how many individual thousands. And then you've got the next one then, which is the hundreds. Okay, those are the 3 most important values. Okay, the 5 only represents 50, doesn't it? So it's not as important. So the first 3 are here, 8, 0, 9. Okay, now I'll write it out a bit bigger. Okay, because of course now what we need to do now is round this, right? So if we take the first 3 values, 8, 0, 9, okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop off the rest, okay? But of course, when I chop off the rest, I need to check this number. If it's 5 or more, I round up. So because it is 5 or more, I round that up. Now that 9 now, if I round that up, it becomes a 10, doesn't it? Okay, but I can't write 10 here. Okay, I can only put a single digit there. So if this is 10, I'd write a 0 here and carry the 1 into that column. So I'm left with 810. Okay. But in terms of circling here, right, if I was to circle that answer there, I would be completely wrong, all right? Because if you think about it, this answer of 810 is nowhere near this here, okay? It's nowhere near this, all right? So I haven't rounded it correctly. What's important with significant figures is, once I've established the first 3 important significant figures here, okay, I need to recognize that this is a big number. I need to recognize its place position. So I'll fill the rest in with zeros. So 81,000. It makes sense, doesn't it? If you look at that there, it makes sense. It's got to be in that sort of ballpark figure there. That is way too low. It doesn't represent that. Part B, it says, what is the number 0.07415 written correct to 2 significant figures? Circle your answer. Now, when you start off with zeros, these zeros aren't significant, okay? Because they don't represent anything. There's nothing there, okay? When you start off with zeros, that's important. When you start off with them. So the first significant figure is a 7, okay? Of course, it's not 7 units. It's in the hundredths column, so 7 hundredths. The first significant number is, as I said, is 7. And the next significant number is a 4, okay? So we've got 0.07415. As I said, those zeros don't count, okay? Because there's nothing there, all right? So we don't include them as significant figures. We just take those first 2, and then you decide whether you round up or down. Now, because that's a 1, that stays as a 4. So you've got 0.074. Okay, that's what the answer is. Now you might ask, what's the point in this? You know, why haven't you included those zeros? As I said, those zeros, they're just telling us that there are no units there, there are no tenths there. Okay, but we have to make sure that we have them in place, because if they weren't there, you just have 74, wouldn't you? And this number isn't 74, it's a very small number. So you need to make sure that you have that then in your answer, 0.074, and these are your 2 significant figures.